Good morning, blessings. Hopefully, your day is going well. I want to share my vision with you all. Um, a vision I had about angels, angels in the church. It was probably about 2 or 3 days ago. I was sitting down. I was just sitting down, had my eyes closed. The Lord showed me the angels marching, about 50 or 75 angels marching. And they was marching into the church. And this was kind of an older church, sort of a new church. And the wood was kind of like a deep red. And the Lord let me know that the meaning of this vision was that they came in, there was all transparent angels. They was bright angels, uh, glycerin, transparent. They was all the same size, about all the same size. They wasn't very tall. And so it was about 50 or 75 angels. And they all sit down. They sit down. They sit down. And what I found out, when God sit down, that's judgment. When he stand up, is mercy. So, and when I asked God, what does this vision mean? He told me that it means that he is declaring judgment. God is declaring judgment on the church. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the church that shouldn't be going on. Uh, the shepherds are scattering the flock. They are playing with his sheep, his people. God is not pleased. God is not pleased. And they it's not about souls anymore. It's about what they can do, about fight about money, of greed, about using the women. The women are being used as well as men is being used sexually in the church. And I'm going to read in Genesis about Sodom and Gomorrah. When God sent these angels, God sent these angels. This is Genesis, the 19th chapter. And there came two angels to Sodom at evening. And Sodom sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold, now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet. So um, let's see, before they laid down, the men of Sodom, I'm going down to 19 and 4. And before they laid down, the men of Sodom, of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round about, and old and young, all the people from every quarter, they all came to the house because they seen these two men come in. They didn't know they were angels. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, Where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out and unto us, that way we may know them. So they wanted to have sex with these angels that came in the form of men. This place had become so corrupt, and as the day, you could just, that was homosexuality. Men laying with men. And when they seen these new men that came to the city, that went into Lot's house, the men, the old men and the young men, came to Lot's house and wanted to know them, wanted to have sex with these men. God, my God, my God. And they didn't know why the angels was there. They were angels. And this kind of goes in with my dream, my vision. It goes with my vision. And come on, go down. This is 19:10. But the men put forth their hands and poured Lot into the house to him and shut the door. Because, okay, the angels poured Lot into the house because he was trying to keep them from getting in the house. See how foul and filthy things had got. So, and they smote, okay, and the angels, they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness. The angels blinded the men, both small and great, so that they worried themselves, they couldn't to find the door. They worried themselves, they couldn't find the door. The angels blinded them because they was trying so hard to get to these men. Now, this is some sick stuff. Sodom and Gomorrah. Sick. I mean, these wasn't women, these were men. These was angels. They thought they were men, but they were angels in the form of men that it came to Lot's house. These men was so much after, they was pressuring in the old and the young. My God. Was pressing in so to get to these men, these angels that was in a form of man, that they was trying to break the door down. This is Genesis, the 19th chapter, and the 11th, and I go on down. And they smote the men, 19:11. The angels smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they worried themselves to find the door. They couldn't find the door. And the men said unto Lot, Have thou here any besides son-in-laws and thy sons and thy daughters? Whatsoever thou hast in this city, bring them out of this place. Say, get out of this place. Who's here with you? And he said, who is with you here? The angel said, Have thou here any beside son-in-laws and sons and daughters? And whatsoever thou hast in this city, bring them out. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it. God has sent these angels into Sodom and Gomorrah to destroy it. And Lot went out and spoke unto his son-in-laws, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his son-in-laws. So his son-in-laws, they thought it was a joke. And when the morning arose, when the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wives and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquities of the city. And while he lingered, the man held upon his hand and upon the band of his wife. And while he lingered, the man held hold upon his hand and upon the hand of his wife and upon the hand of his 2 daughters. So that he held on to me, said, Let's go. The Lord being merciful unto them, and they brought them forth and set them without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, he said, Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plains, except to the mountain. Don't look back, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, Lord. He said, Lord, don't do it. Because he had friends, probably had more relatives there. Now, behold, now thy servant has found favor in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast hath saved, showed unto me in saving my life, and I cannot escape to the mountains, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold now, this city is near to me, and is a little one. Oh, let me escape. So God let him escape to the mountain. God let Lot escape to the mountain. Hasten thee, escape hither. This is what the angels were saying. Hasten thee, escape hither, for I cannot do anything until thy become hither. That means until he had left. Until Lot had left, God could not destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zor. So this is where Lot went. The sun was risen upon the earth, then Lot entered into Zoar. Zoar, Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah, these two cities, brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. But he overthrew these cities and all the plains and all the inhabitants of the city that grew upon the ground. But his wife, Lot's wife, looked back from behind him, and she turned. She became a pillar of salt. And Lot got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord, and he looked towards Sodom and Gomorrah, these twin cities, and towards all the land of the plain. And behold, lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. So what God sent the angels into Sodom to get Lot and his family out. His son-in-laws, they didn't want to go. They thought it was a joke. But he took his wife, he took his sons, and he took his daughters, and they left. So his son-in-laws got burned up in the fire. God rained fire down from heaven. You know, the angels were sent. They were sent there because Lot found favor from God, before God. But his wife looked back. She looked back. Well, looking back, she was looking back. I said, looking back is, well, she probably said, well, I hate to leave what's there. I hate to leave. So God said, don't look back. He told her, don't look back. You'll turn into a pillar of salt. And that's what happened. She turned into a pillar of salt because she did not want to leave what was there in that city, in Sodom. The other city, the twin city, was Gomorrah. It reminds me of God giving me a dream 3 nights in a row. 3 nights in a row. And he told me to leave this church. And he said I had everything that I went there for. I had been there for almost over 20 years. He told me to get out of that church. Three dreams, 3 nights in a row. And I would dream one night, and then the next night I would go into the dream. 3 nights. When God give me dreams in threes, it's serious. And then when I was in this, I had a station wagon at the time. Can't remember, a station wagon, a silver station wagon. And when I was going to look back, he said, remember Lot's wife. He said, don't look back, keep going. Don't go back there. You know, it's something when God declaimed judgment on a place, on a church. But he said he would do nothing on the earth unless he first revealed it unto his servants, the prophets. That's in Amos. I think it's Amos 3 and 4, around something like. It's in Amos. What happened with Sodom? God sent his angels in the form of men to get Lot and his family out. But the men was so much into sin and filth, they wanted to have a relationship with the angels. And evidently the son-in-laws was into something because they did not want to leave. When Lot told the son-in-law, they thought it was a joke. So they burned up in the furnace when God rained fire and brimstone on Sodom. And his wife looked back and she turned into a pillar of salt. So the only ones that came out of Sodom was Lot, his sons, his daughters. Because Lot found favor in the face of God, from God. He had favor with God. So, you know, I was just going back to the vision I had about the angels coming into the church. When God judges a place, and what the Lord it had been on my mind, it had been staying with me. He said, I want you to share this message. Share this message. God said he's bringing judgment to the church house. And he sent angels in the church. It may seem like a fairy tale. People are not really serious about what's going on, but they will be serious when God started raining fire and brimstone. When God declares judgment, God is not a joke. He don't play. And what I can't understand is why. If people are going to play, why don't they just stay out in the world and play? Why are they choosing the church houses to play? God says it's dangerous to fall into the hands of an angry God. His word, God's word. But I've been living this message, visions of angels in the church. You might want to go in and view it again. It was about 2 or 3 days ago when I had this vision. When I have a vision and it stays with me, troubles me, and I'm praying, the Lord said pray. Pray for the men of God. I know, I'm going to talk about, there was a bishop on. He was on playing, saying there was nothing wrong playing. Saying should Christians shack? Is it okay to shack? He's a bishop, well-known bishop on TV. He know better. He know better. There's no difference in the shepherds and just the plain sinners. So what are they doing in the churches? God said he's bringing judgment. He's saying angels of warfare, angels of judgment into the churches. And they're seated. When they sit down, that means they're staying and they're judging the churches. So I'm going to stop here. I will be making more videos concerning the churches. So I ask you to subscribe, follow me. And also I'll be going on Periscope. I do minister on Periscope also. So I ask you to follow me. Say blessings, grace, and peace be multiplied unto you.